The question, what is sex, is usually asked at some point during the intermediate age, ages 7, 8, and 9. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, most sexual abuse happens to children between the ages of 7 and 13. Many parents that I talk to and who leave comments on my social media say that they feel the intermediate age is just too early to explain what sex is, but that stat is alarming. Providing your child with the knowledge and skills to understand what sex is and that sex is only something adults do, you can equip your child to potentially prevent themselves from becoming a victim of child sexual abuse. According to the Child Molestation Research and Prevention Institute, 95% of child molestation can be prevented through education and educating your child before anything happens. I'm Kathleen and I make videos for parents on how to have the modern day sex talks. So if you want to know more about why the intermediate age is such a fantastic age to explain what is sex and to have other sex talks, check out this video. Remember parents, your kid has been asking you loads of questions throughout the toddler and primary years. To them, they're seeing a word or hearing a word that they simply just don't understand, and they're asking you, what is it? As children, they don't have any preconceived values associated with sex, nor are they aware of how historically taboo sex has been in the world. They don't know your religious values or cultural beliefs about sex. They have no concept of what sex is or why it's being sung in a song or written on an advertisement. By answering the question, what is sex, in this age range, you're going to be able to provide them with medically accurate information in an age-appropriate way that gives them the knowledge and skills to potentially prevent sexual abuse and protect their sexual health. When your intermediate age child asks you this question, first, praise them for asking. Second, ask them what do they think sex means. And third, answer the question or buy yourself some time. So if you want to buy yourself some time, your response may sound something like this. That's a really great question. I'm really happy you came to me with that question. What do you think sex is? Do you have any guesses? I'm not quite sure how to explain what sex is to you right at this moment, but I'm gonna look it up and then I'll get back to you with the answer. There's nothing wrong with buying yourself some time. And this type of response will be easily accepted by your child if you've stated that you don't know the answer to other questions that they've had in the past. But of course, the key to all of this working is that you have to get back to them with an answer. So parents, I'm glad you're here and learning how to give them an age-appropriate response. So here's how I would answer the question, what is sex? There are 3 types of sex, and sex includes vaginal, anal, and oral. Quick side note here, I know that there are more than 3 types of sex, but these 3 types of sex are considered high-risk behaviors when it comes to STD and STI transmission. And because I'm explaining what is sex for the very first time to a child in the intermediate age, I'm not going to include all the different types of sex right at this moment. I'm going to keep it short into the 3 high-risk behaviors, and then at later point in time, I can introduce other types of sex. When an adult has sex with another adult, they are engaging in behaviors that include the genitals. Vaginal sex is when the penis goes into the vagina. Anal sex is when the penis goes into the anus. And oral sex is when the mouth goes on the genitals, the penis, vagina, vulva, and anus. Sex is something that adults do with other adults. There are laws that prohibit adults from having sex, vaginal, anal, and oral, with children because children are still growing and developing and their bodies and brains are not quite ready to have sex. Because sex involves 2 adults, both adults must agree to have sex with each other, and this is called consent. Nobody can force a person or make another person have sex. That is against the law and it's illegal. Why do people have sex? This question is a totally normal response and follow-up question to a child in the intermediate age after learning what is sex. Here you can respond to this question by saying something to the effect of, just because adults can have sex doesn't mean that all adults do. Some adults prefer not to have sex, while other adults choose to have sex. And the majority of adults who do choose to have sex do so because it can feel good and it can feel pleasurable to them. However, sex isn't something children do. But maybe one day when you're an adult, you may want to have sex with someone. In our family, we believe that sex can occur when. And here you can share your family values around when you believe it is acceptable to engage in sex. You're absolutely right. I haven't mentioned making a baby at all in my explanation of what is sex to an intermediate age child. I do this intentionally. First, I don't know the sexual orientation of my child. I want to be inclusive, and so that they are aware that all people, no matter their sexual orientation, can engage in sex because it's vaginal, anal, and oral. Second, I want to debunk the assumption that people only have sex to make a baby. I want to introduce the idea that sex can be pleasurable and people have sex for pleasure as well as for making a baby. And third, I want to clearly articulate some child sexual abuse behaviors. So now, if you're wondering, how do I explain where do babies come from, or how does someone make a baby without saying the word sex? You can check out this video. If you found this video to be helpful, go on and give it a like and share it with a parent friend who you think may find it useful. I'm Kathleen, and of course, I'll be back next week with another video.